What's up, y'all? It's Lawrence from Three Brothers and a Shot of Milk, and today I have that Batman from the TV series Adam freaking West. I know I'm late to the party with this, but it's still gonna be a dope video because I'm gonna compare him to all the other movie Batman figures. I finally completed my movie Batman pack. I'm gonna sit in with some vehicles, 89 Tumbler. We're gonna have a whole lot of fun. Let's go. Boom. Here we go, that Batman from the official title, Classic TV series. You got that Classic TV logo right here. And of course, man, the Bright Knight, the White Knight, I forgot what he called himself. He didn't call himself that in the series, but it's how Adam West referred to his version of Batman, which isn't the Dark Knight. And of course, with this one, I think this might be only in the States, I'm not sure, but we have a card in here where we can scan to go into a sweepstakes to see if we can win this cow, which is pretty dope. Here is the code for anyone looking for this guy. And man, I am so excited. Like I said, I had the Batman movie 6-pack that came out a year ago, and I absolutely love the 66 series. When I saw this was dropping in 7-inch form, I had to get them to complete the pack, man. Let's get this bad boy open. I love the 66 series. It's what brought me to the dance. As far as Batman's concerned, you know, I'm an 80s baby, so I came home from school and watched this Batman series religiously, to be quite honest with you. This brought me to the dance way more than any of the cartoons that came out back then. I think we had Super Friends. I didn't really catch that. It just didn't really come on that much when I was a kid. Let's grab this card. It didn't come on as much as when I was a kid, so I had this series. And I didn't really read the comics too much. If anything, this series got me interested in the comics. So I was all about this. This was my Batman. And then, of course, once 89 came out, that changed the game for everybody. But this is the card. It's not a typical card. On the other side, I'm not going to show it to you because that's the code to enter into the sweepstakes. This image is cool, too, because that was from the opening of the Batman TV series because it was all animated. So they kind of had a similar, didn't look like this exactly, but they do have a shot where he looks similar to this. And yeah, I'm not going to show you the barcode because I want the sweepstakes. And of course, you get a figure saying that's in there. Hopefully, we won't need it. And this is Adam West. Let's get him open. So, like I said, yeah, this series was my jam, man. And honestly, as a kid, which is funny, I didn't realize it was a parody. No clue it was a parody. You know, to me, I took it dead serious, you know. I took it seriously. Did not think it was a parody. I watched it like I watched Batman the Animated Series, you know, 6 years later, whenever that came out. I'm struggling with this guy. McFarlane always packs these ties are just not necessary. All right, sorry to make you sit through that, but if I have to, you have to. He actually didn't use as many ties here. Let's get Mr. West out. Oh man, this is dope. This is dope. Before we take a deep look at him, stand over here, sir. Let's take a look at his accessories. You get a Batarang, which is pretty dope. Looks just like it did in the series with a hole right there for a rope to go through. Wish we got a rope similar to this one that came with this Robin figure. It'd have been cool to have something like this. But no, this is pretty dope. And he has the hands, as you can see, to hold it. He also comes with this this bat radio, which looks really cool. Harkens back to the series that was just so colorful and campy and animated. And we get some hands. Now these hands are very important. If you know, you know. Oh, and I just dropped one. So first up, you get this hand, which I imagine you can hold a gun. Not sure, but definitely probably the radio. Although I'm not sure. You can hold the batarang. Not really. The radio? No. I don't know what this is for, but for posing purposes. And then you get this pointing guy, which is fun. You can see the texture on these gloves. It's pretty dope. But these hands are very important because there was one episode in this Batman series, and it only happened like once, but it became iconic, where he did like the Bat Tootsie. He was under some kind of spell and they were dancing, I think, if memory serves me right. And that's where he brings the fingers to the eyes doing the Bat Tootsie. I guess, do they do that in Pulp Fiction? I don't know, but the Bat Tootsie. Might check that out. But let's get to the figure. Here we go. Adam West figure. Let's raise you up. There we go. Let me turn the brightness down a little bit. Don't want to wash him out. Okay. Now here we are, man. This looks amazing. I mean, the color is perfect. Bat emblem is perfect. The belt, where the pouches are upside down, he would unbuckle it in the series and his items would drop out. This is a great figure. Let's check out his articulation before we bring him in. Typical standard McFarlane articulation. This one's pretty loose, which I don't mind. It's not like gonna fall apart loose. That's not, yeah, I wish we had something better here, because that's not cool. Although you'll never even pose him that way, but still. And yeah, the legs are a little stiff, but he wasn't a big poser, so that's not a problem. And diaper doesn't inhibit him too much. You could, this one feels around the hips. You could stretch it out a bit if you do the splits. Don't know why you would do the splits, but if you did do the splits, they might be a problem. And of course we have the head articulation. It's on that ball peg. Similar to most McFarlane figures, but not similar to all Batman figures. And he can crunch not too far down, but he can look up a little bit there. All right, let's bring him in. Let's bring him in for a more detailed look. Let's start with the face sculpt. Now, it is washing it out a bit. There we go. So you can see the details. It doesn't look exactly like Adam West, but it represents him well, if that makes any sense. Because I see the likeness here, but it doesn't look exactly like him. texture on the gloves, which is a nice touch, you know, because he really is just wearing spandex. So that's nice. It'd been cool if we got some folds here. It'd be cool if we had a little bit more folds. What I like about it is that this is, you know, he looks like a hero. He looks like he's fit, but he's not heavily muscular, which is great because Adam West was not heavily muscular at all. And I mean, that Bat logo is so perfect. So perfect on the belt as well. Take a look at these boots. They're a little off to the side. Like these points should be like matching the kneecap, which is kind of weird. Kind of odd with the sculpt, but no big deal. And again, the boots are just kind of like, feels like he just slid them on, which is nice. And this cape, now I heard a lot of reviewers kind of poo-poo this cape a little bit because it is too long. It's too long. His cape should be about up to his calves, but I don't mind it this way in figure form, especially since it's that cloth cape. So you can, you know, the show, it wasn't crazy dramatic with the poses and the tableaus, but that doesn't mean you can't do that when you're having fun with the figure, or not do that. It's a wire cape. Mine's already a little bent here, which sometimes if it's crooked, it can get really hard to straighten. But it's the similar material from that first appearance. Very similar material to this. I was gonna bring out my Nightfall Batman from the Bang 2-pack, but because it's shiny like that, but that one is kind of sort of double-sided. I think that one's a little thicker, but it's similar to that first appearance, and it's great. It can't extend all the way like that first appearance to give you the full bat tableau, but that's okay because he didn't really do that in this series anyway. But it's nice and dramatic, and if you just wanted to fold over and go straight down, you could. It does drag, like his cape is dragging on the floor, which it didn't do in the series, so it would have been cool if it was a little shorter, but I'm not mad at it. And it's just nice and shiny, because that was it. Like, it was almost as if him and their capes were made of not silk, but kind of silky, right? I forgot the name of the material, but it's kind of silky. And I love the details right here on this cowl. I didn't see it, but those lines right there just makes it feel like it's really stitched together in that old school kind of way. It's a little, yeah, you just have to play with it. I thought mine was a little bunchy and messed up on the collar, but it's not. You just kind of have to play with it. And actually, it's pretty clean. I think it's attached way better than the Nightfall Batman was. I feel like that was kind of sloppy a little bit, at least mine. But yeah. So I never got the 66 line from McFarlane. I got bits and pieces of it. But I have the Mattel Batman figure. And to be quite honest with you, I mean, there's no comparison when we're talking sculpt. But the colors, I don't know. It was a darker blue. And I love the way the Mattel kind of, oh no, not, sorry, I love the way the Mattel kind of made this kind of like shiny, kind of glittery, because that kind of matches like the silkness of his cape. Now they didn't do anything with his cape, but similar, I think, kind of lines in the back of his cowl, which is cool. Now, like I said, I don't have the 66 line, but I do have pieces. So I have the Batcave, but I have the Mattel Batmobile. So I have like a nice display where I mix these together. So if they do come out with a Robin that's 7-inch, I'm probably gonna pass on it because my 66 line of figures are that 6-inch scale Mattel mixed with McFarlane. So I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna try to pass because I don't have room for all this stuff. Anyway, you're not here for that. So yeah, that's comparing these two figures together. Now let's get to the reason why you're really here. Because a lot of reviewers reviewed this, but they didn't show you him with like the other movie Batman. Now, the way I have my pack displayed, I use the Flash Keaton, because I display the 89 one with the Batmobile. And I didn't get the 89 Batmobile with the 89 Keaton. I got the Flash Batmobile that came without a figure. So I took my movie Batman 6-pack 89 Keaton figure and put that with that Batmobile, just in case you're wondering. But it's just pretty cool where you can mix and match. And I also use this Affleck for my 6-pack, just because that's kind of the suit we all wanted. And of course, my favorite of the bunch, as far as the figures are concerned, that blue hits, boy. And then we got Pattinson right here. So these are all displayed in like my IKEA shelf. And then of course, now there's something very special about Clooney's Batman when you think about him in regards to West, because Clooney's Batman is almost the live action big budget version of the Adam West movie, which is the complete opposite of this guy right here. So that to me is freaking amazing, man. Look at that. That is dope. That is dope. Gotta take a picture of this while I'm recording, because this is just a great tableau of the movie Batman we got. Now, if you do have the traditional 6-pack and you want to see how he's displayed, I love that he stands on his own really well without needing a stand. But here we go. Here's the Keaton that came in that 6-pack. If you're wondering. And here, this isn't the Affleck that came with this 6-pack. I kind of dismantled him and put his head on this one. Just feel like the likeness is better. But to give you an idea, I still have the Justice League one. So if you have more of a traditional 6-pack, that's how your display would look with all these figures. And of course, Adam West stands out completely differently than the rest. But that's all right, man. That's all right. Because, you know, how cool is this? You know, some Elseworlds were like, what are you wearing? What are you wearing, chum? You know, that's pretty dope. And that's what I love about Batman so much, is that he, more than any other superhero, can almost fit into any genre. He can be bright and campy. He can be dark and realistic. He can be an action adventure. He can be a noir, a crime noir. You know, super realistic. It's almost like they're not even the same character. Or just a badass killing everybody. But they're all Batman, all Bruce Wayne. Now, if you want to mix and match some of these things, you know, how cool. They don't not work. They don't not work. Or if you want to throw him in with your, you know, comic book figures, you know, it's not too terrible. And for those of you who are used to black costume Batmans or Batman wearing the black and gray, I mean, this, and you know, with the exception of this guy, is the most screen accurate Batman we've ever gotten. For those of you who just watched the movies, he doesn't wear black often. It was blue and gray for a very long time. So talk about a translation from comic to series. They got it right. They got it right. And of course, if you want to have some fun, you can mix and match and do whatever you want with your figures. So maybe you want him to be riding around in this 89 Batmobile. Come on, chum. Not gonna squeeze him in there. It's kind of a pain in the butt to get some of these figures in there. Or you want, you know, you have some really cool dropping figures, multiverse display, and this pairing absolutely doesn't work, but because of that, it might work. You know? Can you imagine this badass Batmobile and out pops Adam West's Batman? Oh, his diaper makes it hard for him to sit. This is a pretty big cockpit. And it's a multiverse story, you know? So maybe they're rolling up. They're rolling up. Now I'm just having fun with my toys. This tumbler's fire though. Highly recommended if you can get your hands on one. Highly recommend it. I don't know what I'm gonna do if he comes out with a 66 Batmobile for the 7-inch figures. I'm like, I don't got the space for it. But how can I say no? If you do have a Batmobile for the 6-inch figure, like this one, that's the Mattel, you can still pose them, you know? Force perspective, that still works on a shelf, if that's the route you want to go. I think that's a lot of fun. And you also can pair him with different kind of villains. This Batman would not know what to do with this Joker. That's pretty cool. Like I said, these are your figures, man. You can grab and mix and match and throw anybody in from any line you like and create your own definitive Batman line. And it only has to make sense to you. To no one else but you. All right. That's pretty much this figure, man. I'm loving it. I can't wait to get him in the case with the rest of my Batmen. It's finally complete, the movie figures. Unless they jump into the cereals, which I will be surprised if they do. But if those figures come out looking dope, I'm gonna need a bigger shelf. But great point. Great thing about all these points of articulation is you can do some Batucci. That's ridiculous. All right, now I'm just playing around. That's my review, man. I love this figure. I think it turned out great. It's not perfect. The Neko one might be, I've never seen it in person. That one might be way more screen accurate if you can get your hands on a real one. But I mean, this is a dope figure, man. I love this figure. And eventually we're gonna get a Christopher Reeves Superman figure. But if you got that NECA one, that is pretty great. That's my childhood right there, guys. That's my childhood right there. Anyway, that is the review of this figure. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the playlist. We got so many unboxings. Join us every Sunday. We go live talking about movies and geek stuff, giving reviews, having debates. We have a great time. I'll be back. Same Batucci time, same Batucci channel. Peace.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Three Brothers and a Shot of Milk. We're talking